What's up, Beer League hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to another Dump and Skate podcast. I'm the head, broken and decrepit bender, ball buster, podcast scheduler. Jeremy Plato gives me the tunnel vision and heebie-jeebies abdo. With me, as always, the man that makes this podcast possible, the lead producer, the guy with the face for podcasting, Jeremy, King of the Poo Stew Holland.
That was good. Oh, that was so good. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors? Welcome in to another exciting episode of the Dump and Skate podcast. We're super excited about the guests we have on here.
So
I know
excited.
Aduk has been waiting
So
for
excited.
a long
Woo!
time. He called
I'm
me
really
midday.
excited.
He called me midday. He was so wound up about it. So we're not going to make them wait too much longer. Before we pull them in, though, really quickly, this is going to be an awful read because I wasn't prepared for it and I should have been more prepared for it. But if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, if you haven't followed us, I don't know what you're doing. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We had a great guest on earlier this week. He's putting the word out up where he's at in Baltimore. He was a lot of fun to have on. But let your friends know if you enjoy listening to it, if you enjoy watching it on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow buttons. It games the algorithm, helps more people see us. So do your part if you love what you're hearing. Even if you don't like what you're hearing, just hit the like and follow button. We don't care. We'll take any of it. So, and then finally, we want you guys to support the people that we know do an awesome job. And today we want to tell you about Chicagoland Print, business cards, flyers, brochures, anything you need to promote your business. Let the people at Chicagoland Print help you out and help you get those things. Chicagoland Print is there to meet the needs of anybody looking for affordable, high quality, competitively priced printing services. Whether you got your own design, whether you need their designers to make one for you, they can do it all. They can help you out. ChicagolandPrint.com, 630-233-7276. Okay, guys. Again, Abdu can barely contain himself. He's like a little schoolgirl today with excitement because of who the special guests we have on today. It's not a one for, it's a two for. You guys are getting a very, very special foursome on the Dump and Skate podcast today. Abdu, take it away, my guy.
Oh, this guest is a long time coming. The most talked about person on our podcast. Standing at 6'2", a solid 230 pounds with body fat of around 8%. He has done a lot for the GPAHL men's league, including the Zeros team. He will give you the shirt off of his back and not think twice. He will take you out and order enough food to feed a third world country, or in my case, it's just a snack. I call him Daddy. You may know him as the Avocado King or the Banana Bandit. Proud owner of Veteran Carriers and Zero's Beverage. Ladies and gentlemen, my captain, someone I am proud to call my friend and a brother, military veteran Rob. I went from Bieber body to thotty body Cooch.
That was a hell of an intro.
Well, it's well deserved,
Hell of an
friend.
intro. Thanks for
That
having
was
me.
one of the longest.
Well, we got
That was good. Thanks for having us.
we got one more guest. Another great person that I've started to get to know this past year. Really good guy. Not only is he a good guy, someone I would also call a brother as well as take a bullet for. He gets me. He literally has the same sense of humor as me. I believe we were separated at birth. It's very hard to find somebody that has the same level of fruitiness as I do. He is Zach Sprent's hockey idol. He is the boo to my cocky. He is the cup to my two girls. He is the space dock to my fondue pot. He is the hawk to my Tua. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Pete, my fondue boo Rossi.
What's up, guys? I will say that just reminded me earlier today, Abdu. My wife did say that she'd be worried if you were a little bit more attractive that I might leave her for you.
Really?
I'm joking.
I take that as a compliment-ish. I mean, if I slimmed up, maybe you're my feederism. Maybe you're my feeder. You know, this is gonna be so much fun, Pete. I was looking forward to that introduction. That put a lot of thought into it. Welcome to the podcast, boys. Welcome to the
Holy
podcast.
smokes. Wow, that was
Epic.
that was a lot. Holy smokes!
He blew his wad on the first one.
I'm telling
As
you.
far as the introduction. Now we got to
It
recover
took
for the
him,
rest of the
a second.
podcast.
Yeah. He definitely didn't put a lot of effort in his intro and my intro today. There was a tremendous amount of effort put in. I don't think you worked today, Abdu. I'm pretty sure you just sat stewing over both of those intros.
I'm telling you,
That was incredible.
I was like Rob Cooch in between sets. Instead of sending texts, I'm just working on intros.
Typing intros out. The boo
I was
to
blessed.
my
I was.
cocky.
Well,
And
we tried to do our pregame group thing, but no one else responded. It was just Abdu came out to center ice as the sixth player while the Canadians were cheering. And it was just me and him standing at center ice.
Oh, the human centipede.
Wait, was I even
No.
there? I missed this altogether.
we were doing the bukkake. He's like, Abdu, come on out. So I go to center ice when the other team was like doing their team huddle. I went right on my knees, and Rossi, no one wanted any part of it. I was disappointed. I was
like, I forgot what you guys were doing. I was a little confused.
Yeah.
It's on Live Barn. It might be on Live Barn. I can find it.
Yeah.
I can find it.
Well, I mean, that Canadian team, I guess we can start with them because they were real serious. They had a chant. They had everything.
The chant thing was kind of weird.
Screw them.
Yeah.
It was very mild. It wasn't quite, I would really expect like Muddy Ducks, like really loud, get you pumped, but they kind of just like held each other's hands and like hugged each other.
Well, they're French. They're French Canadian. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Those uncircumcised bastards. Hey, Cooch.
Oh my gosh.
I know I've said this all weekend. Thank you so much for a fun weekend. My only regret was that I didn't hang out with you guys late night, but at my age, when you're 48, you will appreciate sleep a lot more. That's my only regret of the weekend. I wish I could have hung with you guys. But
it's the thing he regrets the most, but it's also the thing he's most thankful for is that he didn't go out with us every night.
I mean, 16 bottles of vodka for 19 players after a whole day of drinking. I mean, we did a pretty good job.
Thanks for dinner. I can't stop thinking about
bottle
that
service
damn cheesecake.
Was great. You and that cheesecake.
That was wild.
That cheesecake with me, I can't stop thinking about it.
He ordered more of it, right?
Yeah.
Sunday night. So we went to dinner with them and Zach Berlin. Yeah. And so we went, Sarah and I and Christopher went to the Alanis Morissette concert because I messaged you guys. Abdu and Corey went home or back to the hotel, and Abdu was apparently like fantasizing and moaning about the cheesecake. So Corey was like, I'm just going to Uber Eats it or DoorDash it. Don't worry, I got you. So they really did Uber Eats or DoorDash the freaking.
So let me get this straight.
Like
you guys were eating cheese, sharing it. So you guys shared cheesecake while we closed 3 bars down Sunday night.
No, they just shared a bed. They actually had 2 separate pieces of cheesecake, 1 bed.
Yep.
You know
it's
what?
a new video.
Come to think of that,
I don't want to see that one.
Come to think of it, I kind of wish I got the crab cake with the cheesecake.
Oh my
God! Yeah,
that crab cake was
a bold move there.
I would have done it.
But so Rob just said something that was pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys know this. After the 16 bottle service night, me and Rob, Pack, our wives, girlfriends, we ended up closing down 3 more bars that night before we had to go home.
Did you really?
We were.
Holy cow.
We were definitely. You know what? I feel great though. I feel like I was 18 years old again.
Yep. Yeah, that Sunday night. That Sunday night snuck up on us. It started very slowly.
Yeah. Okay, so we can talk a little bit about this because we got to deal with some of the aftermath of that Monday morning. So Abdu and I obviously went to dinner, and then my wife and I went out to the concert. You guys all went back out to the bar. I assumed when you guys were like, hey, we're going to the bar while the girls go to the concert, I just figured that meant like you guys were going to have a relatively mellow night and that you would have a couple of drinks and head back. Now, what I wasn't like counting into the equation there was the fact that you guys could probably set your own flight time. So it really didn't matter. You could get up as late as you wanted to on Monday morning, fly out whenever you wanted to. I just wasn't even thinking about that because I was thinking like I got to get up early and we got to go. I just assumed everyone did. And so when Kyler started messaging our group and was like, hey, whose room am I going to stay in? How do I get in there? Whatever. I'm just going to go hang out with the boys at the bar or whatever. I was like, all right, no big deal, whatever. Until the next morning we got up and we tried to get rolling and none of us could get Kyler on the phone. And we found out that Chris had already left town the night before. So we assumed Kyler was in Christopher's room by himself. So Abdu went through this whole fiasco to get a key to the room. He goes in, he gets the door unlocked, and they have the safety lock locked so he can't get in, right? And so Abdu's messaging us in a panic, and like we finally get Kyler up, and as we're heading down the elevator and all, I'm like, man, Kyler like reeks of liquor. Like he reeks of liquor, right? We get to the back of the car and he's just MFing this and MFing that. I mean, just talking, right? And he tells us, oh man, I didn't get back into the room until like 3:30, 3:45. And I was like, wait, what? Oh,
you guys
we went out
killed him.
He said, we went out pretty hard. He climbed in the back of my car. We put him in the very back because I didn't know. And come to find out later, he nearly threw up all in the back of Sarah's car in the first 30 minutes because he was still hammered.
You guys killed him.
I mean, we're drinking vodka sodas, vodka waters, and for every one of those, he's drinking a Rumpelman shot and chasing it with a Modelo. So,
my gosh.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a whole different animal.
Our day started out at brunch. We went to that great brunch. We had a couple cocktails there. Started out with vodka doubles for the day at about 11 o'clock.
That was at the assembly place, right? That big mall thing.
Yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then transitioned to Tin Roof. Great place to watch sports, and hung out there for about 4 hours watching the Tennessee baseball game, doing double vodkas, and then as we got drunker, switched to single vodkas and water.
That's a smart move.
Yeah. And then we dropped the girls off. I had zeros in the room while the girls were getting ready to go to the concert. Had another zeros in the elevator on the way down, and then we found Jason Aldean's bar, and then it was vodka water all night till the girls got to the concert at 11.
Are you sure the bar didn't find you?
Well, and then past that, we went to we closed down Jason Aldean's, then moved to Miranda Lambert's. Closed that down. There was a little bit of a confrontation because I used the bathroom when they said you got to go. I'm like, you don't understand. I got to go. Then we closed down another bar, and then the kebab stand in front was absolutely amazing.
Was it
with
really?
The cheese fries.
Oh my god!
It was insane.
Was this the place in front of our hotel?
In front of the hotel.
I rode the elevator with Pack. So me and Pack are in the elevator, and I'm just eating these cheese fries out of Pack's case of cheese fries.
Dude, I think Packard, I don't know how he did what he did, because we have so it was, did he go out with you guys Thursday night after dinner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So he pulled Irish Goodbye at bar too.
That's right. Okay. So Thursday night he goes out. Well, he was already drinking all day Thursday. He was there way ahead of us all with Val. Val and her crew had gotten like hammered, because I remember Val showing up at the pool with sunglasses on, and she was in the lobby and she was like, I'm not taking these off. And I was like, I'm not asking you to, Val. It's totally fine. And so I knew Packard and Val were rolling. And so after dinner, that's right. Packard came late to dinner, didn't he? Packard came late to dinner, so he was skunked.
He was already had 3 sheets to the wind for dinner.
So he goes out with you guys Thursday night, and it was a relatively early night for you guys Thursday. I think you guys were done like 1 or 2, something like that. And so then Friday night we go out, and Packard ends up with me and Andy and you and Grant, and then the wives all at that rooftop bar. We ended up closing the rooftop bar. Well, I guess we were out till about 1. And so we left Grant. Grant was still there, right? So Packard was rolling hard that night, like ridiculously hard. Like, I don't know how he got his equipment on Saturday. Like, I remember looking at you, Pete, and we were like, hey, we're going to run 3D. And Packard goes, no, we're not. So we go out Saturday night. That's when we were at DraftKings and then Barstool. And Packard was very, very well behaved, apparently right up until Sarah and I left around 1 a.m. And then apparently he cut it loose after that and made up for not drinking or doing much of anything from about 9 to 1, all from like 1 to 3:30. So I don't know how he must have started drinking all of the leftover shots there in the VIP area, because like it was, I don't know. And you're telling me he went out with you Sunday and went hard again on Sunday night too?
Before he met up with us, though, Yeah, before he met up with us, so Sunday though, Rue and I were in the lobby bar, and Val comes up and she goes, "Oh, I'm going up to meet my team because Packard's girlfriend played on a team in another tournament." And she goes, "I'm going," and I was like, "Oh, what's Josh doing?" And she goes, "He's curled up in a ball in the shower."
What night was
And then
that?
that was the Sunday night. But then we're sitting at Jason Aldean's bar, and all he sends me is "Where you at?" with a picture of the Undertaker rising out of his coffin.
Hey, I love Packer. That was the first time I met him, and he's a good dude. He has our sense of humor. Is that Cooch peeing?
I think it is.
There's no way you can see.
He's got his headphones on. And he's
There's no way you can see.
No,
we
but
can't
we
see.
can hear
You
you.
got your AirPods are on, my dude.
I got him. I got
He
him.
put it on mute. He just
I got him. There you go.
You can unmute him now.
I was trying. Rob, your AirPods have a microphone in them. That was
I did
awesome.
not realize it was that good.
Have to way to call him out, Andrew. I'm just gonna ignore it. Like, no, that's my dog. That's my dog drinking from the bowl.
I'm
at the
sorry,
Holiday
Cooch.
House.
I'm sorry, Cooch. That was
That
hilarious.
Rob peeing in the pool. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry, Cooch. I'm sorry, Cooch.
Lord.
Holy smokes, that was good. Yeah, Pack was on an absolute tear the whole weekend, which was freaking hilarious.
Well, and then Monday he texted us like, "Hey, you guys want to hang out Monday for Game 7?" I was like, "I can't leave my couch."
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! Yeah, I was like, how can you do anything?
Hey,
I
he's
didn't
the
go out
youngest son.
nearly as hard as you guys. Yeah, but he's still 28 years old.
He's the youngest. He can do that. He's 28
I don't know,
with
that's
the,
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But okay, true fairness though too, he took on a break all day Sunday until we got it back out to the bars
He
at
did.
night.
Yeah.
So we had about a 7-hour head start on him on Sunday.
Yeah, but he makes up for the head starts pretty quick. I think. Like he catches up. He can make 7 hours in 1 hour. I think. Just yeah. Oh, because that's what he was doing when he went and ate at the restaurant. He had a mixed drink and a beer, and he was just basically back and forth the very first night. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Lick the whipped cream off my face.
Oh, that was
I was going back through my phone, forgot all about that.
Well, he sat down. Sarah had called me to the end of the table when he came walking in. He walks in and plops down on my seat, starts drinking my drink, and then he spills it all over the table. I was like, Packer, what are you doing? Oh my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was hockey between all of this shenanigans. There was hockey.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Now we're talking about the MVP, Josh Packer. Can we talk about the LVP?
I was going to say, how many points could you have gotten the first game?
Oh my God! I mean, the MVP of the first game, and he couldn't stop telling us about it. I mean, literally, I'm not trying to brag. You could have put a cone between me and Grant in the first game, and they would have scored 4 goals. That's basically all he did. He poked the puck through the goalie each time.
I don't
think there was one shot from below the circles.
In that first game, I remember the very first shot that we should have had on net was a feed that you gave him in the middle of the rink from the corner, and he fanned on it. And Abdu immediately stands up and is like, "Come on, Andy, for crying out loud." It was like hilarious.
Well, how about right after that? I'm going behind the net, fake the goalie out, go between my legs, put it on his stick, and he misses it. And he's like, "Oh, the pass wasn't good." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, didn't he say like, "Oh, it was rolling. It was rolling."
Yeah, it was rolling.
I've never seen a hockey puck turn into the shape of a ball so many times in a hockey game. So Holland looks baffled.
Yeah, very concerned.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Hey, Cooch, really quick, you made a new friend in Zach. Zach loves you. He just absolutely thinks you're a great guy. So
he's a good dude. We've been texting back and forth, talking about some potential tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, we know. We know. He's
totally on. He's all game in for another one.
He would take us all. He would make us all go play another tournament next week if he could.
Well,
I'm game. We just got to figure out time.
Yeah.
So go on, Pete, with some more of the story. Sorry, Holland was.
No, game 1. I mean, that was just it. For him to get the MVP. I remember sitting in the room looking at Grant. We were like, "Come on, dude! Like me and Grant should split this MVP." And then to find out he didn't bring any of his zero stuff too on top of it was just like the kicker. And that's when I was like, "We need to hold court. We need this guy. This guy needs something."
So that kangaroo court is probably one of the highlights of my the weekend, the locker room weekend, other than the It's Raining Men and Lady Gaga.
Hey, you got to
I'm really
say it
scared
right.
of the Canadians.
It's not Lady Gaga. It's Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
I've been listening to it on repeat, and like I showed you guys in a text, I already have a playlist ready for next tournament. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Oh, that was
that
too
kangaroo court is hilarious. So,
You got to have it for just to hold everyone accountable.
you're right. And the shirt that you got on was great. It was great. Although
I messed up though.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I got him the sports bra from Barstool.
I said it wasn't too late. You could have done
They
it.
had a sports bra that you could buy?
The same one that our bartenders are wearing. I could have bought him the whole bartender outfit.
Really?
Oh,
That would
I
have
would have bought
been.
that just for funsies.
Of course you would, Rob. Of course you would. Just for you to wear around the house, Rob? Just for Rob.
Something like that.
Just for Rob's
I had
personal
other
attire.
adventures with that.
Let's say that again. I don't know.
With the arm stretch.
I think he said he had other visions for it other than him wearing it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm
His
picking
mic
up
was
what
cutting-
you're. I'm
Yeah,
picking
yeah.
up what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
laying down,
Sorry.
Rob. Don't worry. I'm
Yeah.
picking up what you're
Well,
laying
his
down.
mic was cutting out in my end.
I know, but I have
Yeah.
keen listening skills.
I got you.
I mean, listen, that was a good time. You know, it was kind of like a Hooters, and then as it passed 10 o'clock, it got even better than Hooters. And I think the scenery got
It did,
better.
and I didn't
Or we
even
got
notice
drunker.
it.
I don't know.
Sarah told me about that. So I wasn't like I had gone to the bar and ordered food or whatever when we first got in there and had gone back up there and gotten a drink or something. And I didn't think anything of it. And Sarah turns around, she was like, "Are they in underwear?" And I said, What are you talking about?"
Yes.
She said, "Are the bartenders in underwear?" And I said, I don't know. And so I look over and I said, "You definitely see their butt cheeks. I guess maybe they're like in underwear now." She goes, "They were not wearing that earlier." And I said, I don't really know. I'm not really sure. And so she goes over and asks the girl. She's like, "Hey, excuse me, was your butt hanging out like an hour ago?" And the girl's like, "Oh no, at 10 o'clock we take our pants off." And I was like, "Oh, okay, great. It's one of these
My kind of
bars.
place.
Perfect. This is fantastic." So
Oh,
yeah,
don't
no,
mind
Sarah,
if I do.
yeah, I did. Thankfully, I kept mine on. No, Sarah had a blast there Saturday night, and it was like there was like a country music band playing, so it was like live music and all. It was a lot of fun. And so when we went back there on Saturday night, I was like, "Oh, sweet, this will be fun." And it was pure like, it was just the club, and I was like, "All right, this is a very, very different vibe,
Yes.
very, very different feel." All from 24 hours later. Holy smokes, what a different place it was! So much, much different, more wild night.
That's
I said Sarah's making a cameo here, guys. I was talking about the bar stool where you picked up on the fact that the girls took their pants off basically at 10 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, that was really weird.
She said, "Yeah, it was."
yeah. Well, and I was going to say Saturday night too. Sarah didn't want to leave the bar at all. She was ready to keep going.
No, she did not.
My Rue had to walk
It's
her
not-
out.
It's not Abdu, it's Pete.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was
Hey,
very
everyone's having a good time. Listen, that is my home area. That's some Jersey Shore stuff going on. I'm ready. I was ready for it. Get the fist pumps. My shoulders
my
were
gosh.
sore after
We gotta stop
Saturday.
recording. My shoulders were sore after Saturday. Mine too, but mine was for a different reason. That was after face planting on the ice after I toe picked. And I thought it was Pete on the bench being like, "Come on, Holland, get up." And it wasn't. It was Abdu mocking me. So I thought it was words of encouragement from the bench. And in fact, it was just that little jerk over there being mean to me.
Well,
welcome.
can we also go back to game one and just
Yes,
talk
I want.
about
Let's
how me
talk
and Abdu-
hockey.
Yeah, me and Abdu mind meld. I'm going behind the net, and he just yells "Daddy," and I put a puck right on his stick.
I
Not even
pontoned
looking.
it.
I just
I
hear
pon-
it.
I pontoned it. I totally pontoned it. Well, I have no excuse. There is no excuse. Other than I suck. That's my excuse. I suck.
not-
I was just talking about how I responded to Daddy so quickly.
did.
Put it right on your tape.
So does Cooch. Cooch did responded to Daddy in Jacksonville. We're at the restaurant. He's sitting at the bar, and I just walk into the rink, and I see him. I go, "Daddy," and he goes, "What's up, buddy?" Just like I'm like his regular kid. He's like, "What's up, bud?"
Just another one of the kids.
You
Another one
got
of the
substantially
Coochie kids.
a deeper voice than the girls. I mean, here's the thing: when the girls say "daddy," it's normally "dada" with a
I
high
don't know.
pitched squeal.
I don't know if it's substantially
I
deeper.
mean, if you change your voice, then I might change it.
I don't know if it's substantially deeper.
It's not a little girl Southern accent.
Yeah, no, it's a little girl Northern accent is all it is. Oh man! So we did we did get to do the Titanic celebration. Is that what we're calling that? We're calling it the Titanic.
You know what? I just talked to my friend Kelly Seymour, and I was telling her about it, and I sent her the video, and she's like, "Yeah, that's the Andrew Shaw and Patrick Kane one. Apparently,
Oh,
they did
come
it before.
on. They already did
I know.
one?
They did it in the
You
Stanley
losers.
Cup. Yeah, but
You know what you're going to have to go back to now is you're going to have
human
to do the
centipede,
one you
Sally?
did. No, you're going to have to do the one you did with Brent. You're going to have to do the one you did with Brent, the really vulgar one.
oh, the dry hump.
Yeah, but you're not doing that to me. That's not
why
going to
not?
happen.
Why not?
Because that's not happening. I draw
I
the
feel
line.
like there's 4 people in here. We can do a team vote right now. Do I dry hump Holland or not? All in favor, say aye. If for those of you that are listening on Spotify or Apple, Cooch and Rossi just raised their hand, so it's
what a big
it's
shocker.
a 3 to 1 vote.
Let's
Yeah.
vote to do something that makes Holland uncomfortable. What a shock! What a shock! Gosh.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
for our B League team, I will do the dry hump.
Gosh.
Holland's
right,
never
this
going to
is
go
the
out on the
B-League
ice when I'm out
Zeros.
there.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
this
not.
is the future B League Zeros.
I'm gonna pass the puck to Abdu and immediately change.
Holland's gonna get like rink burn. He's gonna get on the bench so fast.
Did you guys happen to listen to the podcast with Alex from the first team? That was a great podcast.
I did.
I
It
He
was good.
loved.
It was
the-
actually my
he
gym
loved
time
the-
music.
He loved the
he's-
Zeros.
He's a funny guy. He had a really good time. He was, he said that basically the Canadian guys kind of backed off and the kids kind of just goofed off when they played them. But he was like, "You guys were freaking awesome." He's like, "I love skating against you guys." He said when we came out the door and like the unis matched top to bottom, he was like, "Oh, we're screwed. We're so screwed." He was like, "We don't even have 4 jerseys that are the same. We're screwed."
And then he
So-
saw Ponton try to get the pass. He's like, "Oh, it's not going to be so bad."
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, this guy can't even catch a pass. This is perfect."
But he got 4 goals on me.
So my favorite part about Kangaroo Court the first time was when we come in there and Kangaroo Court is like Pete lays it out very clear, like air your grievances, like, and full disclosure, we had talked a little bit about it. So we knew like Andy did bring us stuff. We kind of had we were already ready. We were already ready for it. But when it gets to Andy's like, well, I mean, can I do like compliments and stuff? And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Kangaroo Court. And he's like, well, I feel like I got, the game MVP and I feel like I was really important. And I was like, all right, if the next guy doesn't go after him for the zero stuff and I got to sit and wait for it to get all the way around to Abdu, like, come on. So, and sure enough, we had to wait all the way to get to you. And then you even like softball that you were like, well, I think there's a guy. I wish you would have just gone in like just pile drived him. That would've
Cock
been way
punched him.
better.
Just like cock punched
Oh
him.
my god! I didn't even know they handed out MVPs until he said that, and I was like, literally, no offense to the Baltimore team, they were awesome, but like,
No one
Come
should
on,
have gotten
Andy.
an MVP game. Yeah, no one should have gotten an MVP
No.
for that game.
No.
Just give them
Well,
all.
It's in the tournament regulations.
yeah,
Just give.
They gotta
just
give
give
out a
our
cup.
cups. Just give our
Yeah.
cups to the Baltimore kids. Like, here you go, guys. Good,
Yeah.
good game.
but
Way to
yeah,
go. Doesn't
he,
take-
I mean
give,
that.
give the goalie 6 cups.
Yeah, he should have all of them. But yeah, he
100%.
when he said that too, I was like, can you paint a bigger bullseye on yourself all weekend? Like, you can't help yourself at all.
You were already
Well,
you
that's-
already kind of had one colored in with leaving all your zeros gear at home. Now you've completely colored it in with that comment. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Good
So
old
I said, I
Andy.
think I texted you guys on the side once. I was like, just social skills. Like, do we need to talk about this with Andy a little bit? Read the room.
Oh,
And I love
my
him.
God.
He's on my team. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but on our A League team, you know this, Holland. What he wears is a BC. So our A League team, we made him the bad cop, and he was like, "I'm not the bad cop. I'm a nice guy." So then when I ordered his jersey, I ordered it with BC on it. So he's always the bad cop. And whenever anything goes wrong, we blame him. So
Who's
There
the
you
good
go.
cop?
Patty Smith.
Okay,
Patrick
yeah,
Smith. Yeah.
that makes sense.
And then we have Tumo wears a thumbs down, and so does Frankie.
That's good. Oh man, how'd you guys feel about playing those young punks? They weren't really punks,
Hey.
but just having to chase those young kids around. I know how you feel because they compliment you, like, "Hey, old man, you still got some wheels on you or whatever."
And they gave me this.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
No big deal.
I mean, they were good kids. I could tell. I saw a couple of their college year stuff, and I was like talking to them. They just got out of college. Like, in all fairness to us, we were out all night drinking with IVs in our arms the day before. They're 21 years old. We knew where the game was going quickly. I think playing them second, I would rather reverse the black team for them. I think getting the black team fresh would have been better because I think the young team kind of wore us out. But I really like those kids. They were good guys. I mean,
they were
gonna. In all honesty, they recognize they're going to be us in another 10 years.
Or more.
It's the future. Yeah, it's the future. When my little brother scored his first men's league goal, I was like, "Welcome to the first goal of the rest of your career." That's what that's kind of for them. Yep.
This is beer league, kid. This is beer league. Welcome.
It was definitely fun. Just the way they weren't much faster than we see, but their finesse was just insane. And I think they made the comment to you, Pete, that they weren't even tired, and we're all having heart attacks. Just trying to make good decisions from the night before. Give it our all, and rebound as fast as we could for the next game. And they're chilling. Hell, the one kid had a giant flask of beer.
Oh, the huge flask.
Yeah, but that was because that kid got ejected from the game after he rabbit punched Ponton in the back of the head. Why did he do that? Do we even know why he did that?
Yeah, he's. But here's what
he said he was drunk.
No, the kid said, "You bitch! You scored 4 goals that game the other day. I'm going to punch you." That's what he said. He's like, "You scored 4 goals against Baltimore." Bop.
And you didn't bring your zero shirt?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Somebody sent a note to the locker room pregame. It's that guy. It's that guy.
You guys didn't know I sent the bounty.
Dude, Andy's helmet came off his head like 3 times in this tournament too. Did anybody else notice that?
Yeah, it's the oil he puts on the top of it before the game.
The baby
it just
oil
slides right off.
Rob, do you pass that to him in the locker room, or like after you're done with your chest, you give it to Andy for his head, or what?
I don't oil anything. I go raw.
He spits on it. He doesn't oil. He spits.
He hawked 2 on that thing.
Yeah. I think, but if we're talking about the young kids, I think the worst part of that game is we got up first early, and I was like, all right, we got this. And then it just slowly, they wore us out, got us out of position.
It wasn't slow. They answered pretty quick with 2 goals, and I was like, all right. And then we were definitely, I remember Grant and I talked about it after the game on the bench grabbing stuff, and Grant was frustrated. He was like, I feel like that's the most out of position game I've played in quite a long time. And it really was. It was just it's like those kids never stopped. So when we stopped skating, we would kind of glide to a stop. Those kids are so young and lightweight still because they don't have the years of drinking and body abuse that we do. And so, I mean, they got to top speed and they just kind of hung for half the rink at top speed. It wasn't real. I remember one of those kids put one through my feet, and it was just because he had stopped his feet moving, and I thought, okay, I'm good. And then he kept carrying speed even without his feet moving. I was like, all right, well, that was whoops-a-daisy. So, yeah, they were a little
Chris
better.
I don't know how you and Chris were. However, I feel like me and Pac, we did a lot of fist pumping and apologizing for blown moves. I feel like it was the same thing, dangling it through the feet. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, this is,
I got out there with you on one, and one of the kids came down, and you made the cardinal sin of diving at the kid. And I mean, he just sidestepped, and it was just me and him. And I was like, all right, here we are. This is not fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it wasn't just you though. I had, when the kid went through my legs, I had literally just told Christopher, he got beat wide, and then the kid cut inside of him, and Christopher panicked and started trying to hook him. But I was on the inside. I knew if the kid came there, and I defended it and kicked the puck away. I told Christopher, I said, don't panic. Just relax your feet. Just calm down. Don't get in such a panic playing against them. Just if you're going to let them go to the outside and they get to the inside, make sure I'm there and make sure you get into their body a little bit. Literally the next shift, the kid goes through my legs, and he just looked at me. I said, don't, I got it. I already know. I don't want to hear a word about it.
And the
Oh,
problem is
my
they gave us
God.
enough false hope too, because that one long-haired one that was 28, their captain, if you will,
Yeah.
really good player, and he
Yeah.
dangled it down, and I stopped him dead in his tracks. He just stopped. He looked at me. And he goes, "Oh fuck! I didn't expect you to steal that." Sweet. We made a move. We kept it going down, and then the next time just dangles it right back through my legs. I mean, like he gives you enough hope to like think like, "Hey, sweet, we got this," and then just buries you.
Yeah, those guys were fun to play against, though.
Good kids.
Yeah,
Good
I mean,
kids.
I mean, definitely the first two teams prefer them way more than, and then we got into. I guess we can get into the third game, which was
The
just
third
Rob,
ga-
it was fun.
Rob,
but
did you get the
they were
MVP
not fun.
because you landed the most punches in that game? It has to be, right?
Dude, I don't know. The ref came up and gave me this lovely cup, and I don't know what it was about. I mean,
Because
because
Pete got the only goal
he did, and
Yeah,
dude, I don't
after-
know.
after the
Well,
beautiful
they-
hip check.
I did
It
try.
was-
I looked at Rob right before that because that guy had been acting like a douche all game long, and
Yeah.
that's
All
when
game.
I looked at Rob. I was like, "I'm going to hurt this guy. I'm going to blow his knee out." And sure
Oh.
enough, when I got a chance, that's what I did. And then he chased me around the rink the whole time, telling me I'm too pretty and too good to be playing men's league hockey. And I was like,
He
"This
said
is a really
pretty?
weird." Yeah,
Pretty?
I'm not
Is he-
pretty at all.
Is he
He
the
heard
same
us
guy?
playing. He heard us playing It's Raining Men. That's
he,
what,
did. He did. He heard the pregame music. Is he the same guy that told the long-haired kid something about grabbing his hair, and the kid said something
Yeah.
about having sex with his wife or something? And
Yeah,
the guy all of a sudden got quiet or something like that. You said that long-haired kid
Yep.
told you something about that. Oh my god!
yeah. The long hair.
It was the
young
big dude that
kid,
looked like
from
the weird guy
team.
from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
What did I think somebody described him as a Down syndrome Hanson brother on our
that's
bench?
Corey. That's
That
what
was
Corey was
Corey.
calling him.
Corey.
Yeah. So
Hanson Down syndrome. Oh
Yeah,
my god!
but yeah, the young kid from the white team in their game, he said that the guy started caressing his hair and telling him
That's
his pretty
weird.
hair, and that's when he said, "I'm
That's
going to go
weird.
fuck your wife," and the guy didn't know what to say.
well, during that
All of a sudden,
last
he only
fight,
spoke French.
Yeah.
during that last fight where Kyler jumped in, their team, I was watching them, was going to hop the bench, and
One
one
guy.
of their guys, one guy
Yeah.
stopped him from jumping the bench. I think I sent that to everybody in the group chat. I got that.
If their bench would have cleared, that would have been
Yeah.
because I was
Cooch
ready
would've-
to go.
Cooch would have just
I wasn't
Dustin
worried.
buffling them and manhandled both of them at the same time, and that
No,
would have
I
been great
mean,
for our OnlyFans.
When Pac got hit though, like the dude that popped Pac, I punched him. But the problem
Yeah,
is he had a cage on, and punching a dude with a cage is worthless. You know, so I popped him, and he looked at me and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm defending my buddy." And he goes, "Stop! I'm not hitting you. You know, just stop." And I kind of let it go long enough to see what would happen. But
Rip the helmet off.
They didn't,
You ripped. The
Oh,
helmet
that
off.
was the little guy, right? The littler guy.
I mean, he was my height, so
The-
I'm going to say little as
well,
in
the
string
big guy. The big guy.
The
is
big guy's the one that
you
came
got-
in last.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
guy's the same guy that got into it with you behind the net early.
Yep.
And he's the
Yep.
one that came around from behind the net. So Packard reached between you and the big guy, and his stick kind of like boomeranged and flung out of there because it was back over by our bench. And so Pack was in standing on top of the crease basically with no stick. And the puck kicked around to the little guy there. The guy took a shot, and Packard just kind of reached out and shoved him. Like, don't get close to the goalie, basically. And the kid kind of shoved Pack back. The big guy circled around behind the net and came through the crease and basically cross-checked Pack right across his chest and threw him to the ground. And then
we
was
say
on
little.
top of
You do realize he was still taller than I was.
the big guy.
Yeah.
No, the
that
little
they
guy.
hit Pac. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, the
that
little guy was smaller than you.
No, size wise, yes, but I looked up to him. So
Oh,
both guys,
Oh, I didn't realize it was.
yeah. So the guy behind the net that we threw, we went, we threw punches at each other.
Yeah.
I looked up to him, but there's not a doubt in my mind if we would have locked up, I got him. The other guy as well, he was a string bean. However, I looked up at him, like my face was upright. So he wasn't small by any extent, but I mean,
Yeah.
it would have been fun. Let it go.
Yeah, I underestimated those long guys and their reach and their the long guy speed. They weren't fast. They just with a few strides they were moving with a little more pace than I realized. So they were that was more difficult to play against than I thought. But yeah, the big Neanderthal looking moron with the glasses pissed me off pretty good. He got me. He popped me pretty hard across my hands when we were on that power play, and I spun his hips into the boards, and he took my feet out from underneath me. And Abdu sent me the video. He was like, "You were following the guy." I said, "Well, what was going through my mind was I was going to follow him to the bench, and as soon as the door opened, I was going to put him right through the door and split him in half on the boards." But I was like, "Man, I'm not a jerk." And I was like, I also was kind of looking around on the ice, and I was like, if I do that, their bench is like 100% going to grab me, and everybody is so far away. The closest guy to me would have been my brother, and I was like, I mean, Chris would have 100% jumped in. But I was like, me and Chris are going to kind of be by ourselves for a minute here, and that's probably not going to go well for the Holland kids at all. And so, yeah, I actually called my middle brother today and was telling him a little about it. He was like, "Oh man, I think I told you guys this. Was like, if my middle brother was here, it would have been over. Like both of my brothers would have gone after the guy." And so he was like, "Oh yeah, we would have." He's like, "I'm kind of sad I didn't get to be there." I'm like, "Yeah, it would have been bad, really, really bad."
Yeah,
Cooch,
there was
what
just
were you
something
mouth?
wrong with that guy.
Yeah, there was. Well, that's why Corey called him.
Well, he two-handed Pat.
Yep.
So I think Packard kind of gave him a good little pop to his hands because we all knew what the guy was about. We watched him all tournament, and Packard gave him a little two-hand pop early in the game. I mean, he like freaking lumberjacked Paps, like came across him hard enough that the ref gave him a 4-minute penalty. And so I don't know what the guy's freaking problem was. Like I don't that stuff is just annoying.
He thought the Predators needed a goon. He thought some scouts were in the stands, and he needed to step it up.
Yeah, well, it
So
wasn't going to work.
did they really fly all the way from Canada? I know they were all a bunch of French Canadian guys, but were they all they flew from Canada here for this?
Yeah, they were a full team. Like they travel around and play other teams. Their coach was talking to me after the game.
Losers! What a bunch of losers!
The refs.
Why would you come to
Canada.
Nashville to play in a tournament if you're from Canada?
The refs were from Canada.
To drink.
Too.
And I mean, look, we're a bunch of Southern boys at this point that lost 3-1. I'll take that all day long. I mean, if you really think about the outcome of that game, 3-1, a bunch of Canadians that flew here from Montreal,
Right.
I'll take it. I mean, that's something to hang our hat on. They have year-round ice. They're playing a lot more than we are. The skill level is different. I mean, we got some good skill players on our team too, but at the same time, I mean, a lot of us have been removed from that for years. I did not look at that game as a complete loss. It was a fun game that I would play again.
Yeah.
What were you mouthing off to that guy the first scrap you got in behind the net? I saw you guys going back to the bench or to the penalty boxes. What were you mouthing off to him, or were you just telling him like, "I'm sorry, I love you"?
No, here was the backstory. So the face-off prior in our defensive zone, I lined up, in the forward position there. The puck got pushed to our center. I crashed it to flick it back out, and one of them took a stick and slapped me across the face. I yelled, "Oh fuck," pretty loud because it did not feel good by any extent. Let it go. Continue playing hockey. No blood, no foul. We're good. Well, the very next, as the puck comes back around, he comes in. He obviously had the legs on me. He had me beat. I was trying to pop the puck out of his stick, and I popped his stick. He grabbed my stick with his gloves and pulled it up. So as he pulled it up, it hit his face. You can call it all you want. I don't really care, but it wasn't intentional high stick. It popped him in the face, and he started yelling at me. He's like, "You high stick, man." I'm like, "Dude, you just did the same thing to me," and I ate it. Like I ate the stick to the face. Just be a man. He swung at me. I swung at him. We kept going. I think we both got probably 3-4 licks in there. To do it all over again, knowing as much of an asshole as he was, I would have rather just lock up the jersey and decked him because here's the deal. We only got 5 for it anyways. It wasn't like we're getting a tournament ejection. So
Right. Was
let's
he
go back and
challenging
redo
you?
it. Yeah,
Was
I
he
mean, and he ran
challenging
his
you?
mouth the entire way. He ran his mouth the entire way
thought so.
back.
I thought
And
so.
and he kept. I was like, "Dude, I'm right here, man. If you want to do it, let's do it." When I realized we're only getting 5 minutes for this, let's go. But that was the refs. The refs were between, and it was what it was.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I think the
actually-
referees did an okay job. I think the referees did an okay job.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they did.
I
a
thought the
phenomenal
referees were
job.
fine. Other than calling a hand pass in the defensive zone, which was the
that was
weirdest thing I
brutal.
ever saw in my life. But yeah, but the hang on.
No. Let's
don't
listen.
listen.
Shh. No, we do. Oh,
I
come
don't.
on.
Stop.
He might fart. He might fart when he's paid. He
don't
just went
wanna do that
brrr.
There were a couple nice guys on that French Canadian team. One of their guys actually came up to me before the game and was talking to us and asked us where we were from, or was talking to me and was asked us where we were from and all. And he was like, so asked us basically if we played like in a lot of tournaments and stuff. And I said, no. I said, he was like, you guys play really, really well together. You guys look like, basically implying that we were a team like them, that they had watched us play and they thought we played really, really well together. I said, no. I said, there's actually only a handful of us that have kind of like played together. I said, we got a handful of guys that play in one league, a handful of guys that play in another, that we kind of make up, two lines based on that, but not really. And I said, he was like, oh, well, you guys. So the guy was actually pretty nice and was complimentary of how well we'd played and how we looked and all. And so, but yeah, dude, Abdu went full FU on the guy when everything broke out with Pack and everything. And the guy came over to our bench and was like, hey guys, let's all just calm down. I was yelling at the end of the bench. I was like, go to your bench and talk to your guys. Don't come over to our bench and talk to us.
That was too nice.
It wasn't our guy that just came through the crease and ran over a guy. Like, you go tell your guys to chill out before you come talk to us. Like, you're way out of line here, pal.
Nope, not me.
Oh,
I told him.
Gosh.
I told him to get the fuck out of here. I told him to get the fuck out of here. You guys have been doing that all tournament, even from the very first day. I told him to get out of here. And then Ponton's like, yeah, get out of here. And then
didn't the ref?
And the guy's like, I'm just trying to say sorry. I was like, get out of here. No one wants to hear it. Yep.
The ref told you nice hit or something on that big goon, right, Pete?
Oh, he loved it. The ref, because I took him out. I mean, I don't think he was, because I've been pretty quiet all game, so I don't think he was expecting anything from me. So when he was coming around and I threw that hip out, I mean, it caught him perfectly.
Well, and it was hilarious because I thought you hit him like just blue line, nothing around. He had just had the puck. I didn't realize he literally had just passed the puck. So his whole body, you can see it kind of relaxes for a split second. And then you flipped your hip at the last second and spun him around. I thought I've watched that video a couple of times. It makes me feel pretty good.
For our social media, can I post the hit, or is that just
but you got to continue it to the goal too, because that was even better, because he's still laying on the ice. He's still laying on the ice holding his knee when I score the goal.
Yeah, he definitely rolls around for a minute trying to get back up off the ground.
I'll try to find it again and record it.
He was very slow. We chased the puck back down, and he was slow to go to the boards and backed off real quick.
Yep.
Sometimes the little guy just has to do something.
Man, I was saying, if you were just like 3 inches taller,
first of all, you're not little, so damage. And you're fast.
You would have done some serious damage if you were a little bit taller. Like, it would have been epic. And you should have. I'm telling you, when you did that, you should have turned around and just did the Degeneration X crotch chop. Just like, and just go suck it,
dude. You should have done the. You should have done the Abdu Brent celebration. Just gone over there and like dry humped him.
Oh man, what now? Just actually, I think I just stood over him and just kind of went with a teabag kind of situation.
Oh, yeah.
If we really want to start a bench clearing brawl,
or you could have just mimicked a solo fondue pot.
Space dock fondue.
Yes.
Oh man, but you know what? We were the real winners of that game because we didn't have to wake up at 10 a.m. the next day.
I asked the question.
The game was at 10.
Sorry.
It would have been worse than that. So I asked the question when we talked to the guy Soki from Baltimore, that because he said when they played after us and they played the young kids, he said they were trash, and they had told me that when they came off the ice. Yeah. I talked to a couple of them.
Yeah,
and they asked us, and we were like, "Hey, that Baltimore team is really bad. Like they're you take it easy on them." They were like, "Oh man." If that's the case, they were like, we think we're going to put one of our defensemen in to play goalie. And like, I think we're just going to go get like trashed before the game and like see how drunk we can play. And so apparently, according to Soki, that's exactly what they did. They just got wasted. And so I was like, dude, if they were that drunk by like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, I wonder if those guys even made it back for the championship game. Like that would have been rough trying to get up and get back the next morning. I mean, like most of us, I'm trying to think, Rob, I don't think you messaged anybody in the group on Sunday until like 11 o'clock.
No, I went to bed at 6:30 in the morning.
We were talking about breakfast.
We watched the sunrise, and I was like, but here's the thing. I also had the luxury for that, because we knew we weren't playing. But honestly, if we were playing, I probably would have played wasted. I would not have played the best game of my life. But
I don't think anything would have changed about Saturday night. We would have just had to fight through it on Sunday morning.
We would have gotten up early and just do some more IV bags.
Yes.
We were out. We'd used them all.
Would you guys
The problem
want
is
to do Nashville?
our doctor was drunk.
Yeah. Grant wouldn't be able to find a vein, and then Rue as the backup, she was in the same boat.
Can we
Oh,
talk
my
about
God.
Holland? Can we talk about what we talked about, the bags in the car, for like what you were saying? Like, hey, for $1,000, I was really considering. No, all right.
I don't remember. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Remember when I said we got to put the bag, do it in someone's wiener?
It was 500. It was
Go ahead.
500.
I know.
And I think I raised
I know. I know. No. So I'll tell it. That's fine.
All right,
So we
go
were
ahead.
with the IV thing in the locker room. Somebody said, "Put it in your penis," and I don't know who said
Me.
that they were.
That
gonna
was
do
me.
Was it you? Okay,
That
there you
was-
go.
Of course.
And
It was me or
Rob-
Rossi. It was probably both.
Yeah, there you go. So you were like, Holland, put the IV in your penis. And I was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Rob immediately, I'll give you $500 if you do it. So Rob, in that moment, I was like, $500, that's not a ton of money to like do that. But it also made me think about how you told stories about your buddy Corey about like all the dumb things. You're like, I'll give you $100, I'll give you $500, whatever. And he does them. And so I sat there for a second. I was like, all right, I'm smarter than Corey, so I'm not taking 500. But if Rob pumped it to like $1,000 or 1,500, I might drop trowel and let Grant go ahead and IV me up through the ween. And so, but I didn't say anything about that until we got back. I told Abdu, I was like, if Rob would have said 1,000, I think I might have been like, all right, put the money in my hand, let's go.
Rob, we talked about that for a good.
Done it in a heartbeat.
I know. That's why I didn't want to give you the dollar figure.
Put some.
Oh, Rob, you froze.
Oh, Rob froze.
Yeah.
You're back. You're back
He's
now.
back. He's back.
Ah, sweet.
So we know for the future. Rob, just
1,000.
say $1,000.
No, it's not gonna work now. Now it's not gonna work. And I knew, I was like, if I would have said, hey, give me 1,000, you would have been like, done. That's why I didn't open my mouth.
All
I was
right,
just
then
like,
let's
no,
change
I'm
it
not
up.
gonna do that.
$1,000. We do a
Yeah.
IV bag enema.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure the whole
What,
team
chugging?
could get it up to 1,500. Yeah, 1,500 could get it up. Then you got to really start to think about it.
I mean, let's make a charitable donation here. So let's go $2,000 to you for the next one, another $2,000 to charity.
Ooh,
Now you're saying no to charity. A charity
And-
of
I mean,
your
you
choice.
got to say yes, right?
and a $400 gift card to be in our sports.
I'm still going to use that, so I'm not giving that away.
Sarah's going to listen to this later and be like, wait, you could have made $1,000 just by taking an IV through the ween? I'm like, honey, relax. Like, it's way worse than you're thinking it is. Like, it's not as easy as you think it is. Oh my God.
How do you
'cause
know
we'd
it's
have-
bad?
Holding it,
Yeah,
so
how do you know
like
it's bad? It could be really good.
I feel like
I would have been
felt
more
like
than
it'd be
happy
awful.
to tie the rubber band in a knot just to get the vein. I would have done that. I would have held
With
the
his
wiener.
teeth.
It would have been it might have been one of the little like braces rubber bands. Like,
Yeah.
And then just to try to find a vein,
Oh.
we would have to put our iPhones on like a widescreen lens on a zoom. But it would be worth it.
Grant gets out his magnifying glass and he goes out for surgery.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
What a
man.
fun trip. So do
man.
we want to do this again next year? Nashville again? I mean, it's got to be a
Oh
once
my
a year
gosh.
I mean, I really think I was talking to Rob. On Monday while we were eating brunch, we were talking about other tournaments. But Lake Placid would be a blast. I haven't done that
Oh
in so
yeah,
long.
yeah, that'd be
thing.
fun.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Guys, just saying, but
there's a
Cancun
lot.
has an arena on the beach.
Yeah.
Jeez, Louise.
Don't- And then we can't drink any water there, so we're going to be forced to drink nothing but service.
Don't
Well,
worry,
you can't
Abdul
fly
will
them there
fly
either
with his
without
own
paying
water.
tax. So
That's true.
we're gonna. It's definitely gonna be a problem. We can't take our own, so we're gonna have to be. I guess it's Corona and bad decisions because I do vodka water, so I can't even do that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I was me and Zach were looking at some in Alabama.
Oh.
So I don't know what and then that's when Zach said you said it has to have a good bar scene. So
I did. He asked me about it, and here's the thing. I like playing hockey, but at the same time, we have hockey in Savannah, Charleston,
Yeah.
and oh shit, I oversold that. Charleston and Jacksonville have they have tournaments, and that's
Yeah,
that's
they
the
do.
thing. It's like we can play locally if we just want to play hockey, but at this point, like, I want to play hockey, but more importantly for this trip, it was the camaraderie and what we did as a team.
Yes,
Um,
100%.
Yep.
I think makes us
like
play better as well because the trust we gain and the good times, the experience, and so forth, and hell, just the vacation for our wives. Did a lot. It really did. So I would love a good place where we can go out. I'm not trying to party in a cornfield somewhere. I'd like to get cocktails till we pass
Hey,
out.
don't knock it. Don't knock the cornfields till you try them, Rob. Come on.
we can go cow tipping.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
you're
I
talking.
mean, and following that up, I mean, this is probably the most fun I've had playing hockey in a long time. Actually, honestly, just most of the time since I've moved to Savannah and we've started playing hockey, it's been more fun than I've had. It's like developed. Our community that we've developed with the guys at the rink in Savannah, I think is pretty special. I don't think people realize that for the most part. Like, it's a cool, close community that is only like will always be remembered as the first ones, even when we have a full-time facility. And this will be like the first tournament of many for all of us to do this, and it'll be a really cool thing to look back on.
Yeah, is all the warts that the roller hockey league and all that stuff has. The one thing those guys try to do, and that I do appreciate, that I think the ice has. And when we had Andy on, he talked a little bit about this. But those guys try to have as much camaraderie across the league as they possibly can. And Andy talked about that, about how he would like to have more camaraderie across the A and the upcoming B league and then C league and things like that, just where all the guys that are all in the community enjoy getting together, enjoy hanging out and everything. And that's really good. And I think individually the leagues have it. I think there's some crossover. I mean, we've got 2 guys that play in A league and 2 guys that played in our C league that are friends. And so we all 4 know each other. We've all 4 gotten to know each other, through those relationships and it all came about because of hockey. I would have never met Abdu or either one of you guys without having hockey. And so, we said it with Soki last night. It's the greatest game to play. It's the greatest game on earth. I love it. But I told Rob before we got up there, I called him and was like, hey, look, whatever happens while we're up there, appreciate the heck out of everything you've done, just for helping the league, for helping us get to Nashville and everything, going out and being with the guys, everything. I said, growing up playing travel hockey and then playing in college and stuff like that. I mean, that's what you have. I mean, these guys are your brothers, you're going out, you'll do anything for them. You're having a good time with them and all. And so this trip was a lot of that, but it was like the adult version of that. Like I'm there with my wife. Well, I don't mean that like a goofy way. It was just like, I'm there with my wife and the wives had fun. I think I messaged both of you guys when I got back. I was like, Sarah had a blast hanging out with Hannah, hanging out with Rue. And I think it sounds like they all had a really good time. Just again, the wives all going out and doing whatever, all of us going out doing whatever. The freaking locker room. We really can't talk about the locker room, but like that was probably one of the wildest and funniest locker rooms I've been
Best
in
time of my
a
life.
very,
Best
very
time.
long time. It was hilarious. It was too funny.
My next request for the team dinner, can we just find a place that has Wagyu, for crying out loud? I was so disappointed they didn't have Wagyu.
I'm so upset that you didn't send him 1,000 chicken fingers with hashtag Wagyu.
Okay, so we tried to.
Okay.
I tried to stealthily get his room number because none of us knew his room number.
Can we tell him why?
Can
we tell him also why we wanted his room number?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go finish the chicken story.
You were going to pretend to be Susan?
No,
oh my gosh.
We were gonna.
So we were gonna send him. We were trying to get the room number so we could send chicken nuggets. But right before we were leaving, Abdu was like, "Hey, do you know the number?" And I was like, "No, I don't know the number." And that was because Abdu had his own nefarious plan as well.
I wanted to get his room number because I looked really hard. I had my friend actually call the hotel to get it, but they wouldn't give it to her. I was gonna have the alarm called to his room at 2:30 and 3:30 in the morning, but we couldn't get his room. We couldn't figure out his room number. So we tried. We tried pretty hard. I even went down there to the front desk and they asked for my ID and everything. So
Abdu was like a regular at the front desk Christopher lost his key the first day, so we didn't have a spare key to give to Kyler. So in order to get a key for Kyler, I forget what we had to do to go get the key for Kyler. But I think Abdu had to go do something for that. He tries to go to the front desk and get information about Ponton's room. And then the morning we're trying to leave, he's going back down. He's like, hey, can I please get a key to my friend's room? We're trying to wake him up so we can leave here. The front desk is like, we don't know who this little guy is, but like,
So I had to tell him.
He keeps trying to get in everybody's room. Like, what is
I
going on?
told him, I was like,
sir, do you actually have a room here?
I explained it to him. I said, hey, I'm in room 905. It's under Abdu. I slept in room 1208. It's a long story.
He's making all sorts of stuff up.
I said I left my phone. I said I left my phone in room 1208. I can't get it. And then I'm like, I hope my phone doesn't ring, but I have my Apple Watch. So then I went to go get Kyler. I wanted to go wake him up. Say, hey, we're leaving now. They gave me the key to room 905, and I go, that's my original room. I had to go back down there. I go, I needed 1208, and he goes, I thought you were in 905. I explained to him the whole story. I finally get the key to 1208. I open up the door to get Kyler to wake him up, but he has the rape lock on, so I can't open the door all the way. The TV's at full blast, and I can't call him because his phone was on silent.
It's a miracle. Man. It is a miracle we got Kyler up and got out of that hotel at 7 a.m. like we did. I mean, it is a complete miracle.
It really was. He just because we were originally supposed to leave at 8 o'clock. And we ended up leaving like 6:47 is when we left. But he just happened to roll over and look at his phone and saw that four missed calls from me.
42 missed calls. Kyler, where are you? Kyler, where are you? Kyler, where are you? Kyler, where are you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, that was a really fun time.
I have to be remiss, and this is more of a wholesome story, but my wife thanks all of you guys because I sent you guys the pictures. She wants to thank all you guys for shaming me into finally buying a new hockey bag.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, that's a good
sports.
I was going to say it's at the end of the podcast, but we'll mention it in the next one because we've got a couple more we're going to do because we're going to get Zach back on and have him chat a little bit about what he thought of all the guys and everything. But yeah, that was we thought about that. I think we shot the podcast and then you sent the message the next day or something that it had come in. So yeah, you'll like that.
Fast delivery.
One I got.
Fast delivery.
It's in. Thank you. Yeah,
that was quick.
So I literally, well, it came in. I laid my stuff out on my truck. She was like, "You never do that." I was like, "Well, it's a new bag," and then she was like, "Tell them thank you so much because that bag was embarrassing."
I told you how we got it up there. Christopher was like, everything can go in the back of my truck. And I was like, Pete's bag can't go in the back of your truck. I'm afraid some of Pete's equipment might not make it to Nashville if we put it in the back of your truck with the holes in the bag.
Well, you don't even have to unzip it because you can just pull the flap off.
Oh, there we go.
So how did you get your bag down here? Did you bring it with you on the plane?
They flew back with them.
Okay.
Cooch,
what did you do with the envelope? Do you still have it?
It's still in my bag. Yeah, I've got my suitcase. It's sitting in that, and I looked at y'all's mismatched wieners multiple times as I was getting my clothes for the week.
If you want, I can make a T-shirt out of it for you.
I mean, I love wearing obscene things, but wearing mismatched wieners around town probably not good for.
No,
it could be like.
We could to make it the backdrop of the Zeros logo on the hats.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good look.
It's definitely not a good look. I mean, it's like Pabst and the
maybe
money.
we could do like a hot dog
probably a bad idea. Yep, this is a really bad idea, Pabst.
Cooch,
we haven't even talked about that. That's the wildest thing.
Dude, you know what's so funny about that?
Do we want to hop into it?
We can. We sat down at breakfast, right, the next morning. And so it's me, Abdu, Corey. Sarah couldn't get out of the bed. But it was me, Abdu, Corey, Steve, and Kara, Steve's wife. And so we sit down and we're talking and all, and we're cutting up about the night before, whatever, and we're filling Abdu in on all the nonsense that happened. And then Abdu was like, wait, I saw a picture. He was like, I saw a picture. Was there money on the ground? And Steve had gotten up and gone to the bathroom, right? Steve gets up and goes to the bathroom. And Kara's face was like, oh, I don't know if there was money on the ground. And I was like, wait a minute. And I said, there was definitely money on the ground. Where did the money come from? She was like, oh, I don't know where the money come from. I'm not really sure. And about that time, Steve comes walking back, and Abdu turns and looks. He goes, Steve, where'd the money come from? He goes, oh, it was me. I told the girl to go get a bunch of money. And we all turned and looked at Karen like, what are you doing? She was like, I wasn't going to say it was Steve. And so, yeah, Steve says he
the
came up with
problem
the
with this
bright
whole
idea.
thing, though, is The problem with this entire thing is he had the bright idea, and I see the waitress hand him $100 in ones. I'm like, I like where your head's at. I was like, can I get $100 in ones? Grant goes, can I get $100 in ones? And I'm like, just everyone hold it. It's burning a hole in Steve's hand. Like he got to throw it immediately. So my money shows up. I'm trying to take the paper clip off. He just jumps the gun and just throws it. Me and Grant didn't even have a chance to get paper clips off our money, and it's already in the air. So then me and Grant throw it, and now it's a money disaster. We got $300 in the air just waving down in the club. And I thought it was going to cause mass chaos. I was looking for a good fight, maybe happen out there, but that didn't happen at all. The only good entertainment we had is as they turned the lights on, we see a bunch of people. These dollar bills were soggy. I mean, they were soaking in bar filth for hours. They're scooping them up to go buy their hot dogs at the door. So they're scooping up soggy,
poor hot
ones.
dog vendor.
They're ringing out the dollar bills to buy a damn hot dog at the end of the night.
Me and Corey were
the
like,
funny thing, Rob, is if I would have still been there, I would have been diving all over the floor picking them up as
me
well.
and Corey were saying we would have been.
No, Steve, don't throw that. Don't throw that.
Me and Corey said we would be picking that up. We would just be on the floor picking it up.
Guys, they were soggy.
Steve said that when the money got to him, that like he all of a sudden started having like second thoughts, and he looked at Grant and he was like, Grant, I feel like this is a really, really bad idea and we probably shouldn't do it. And Grant looks him dead in the face and goes, oh, it's an awful idea, but it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to talk. Are you guys going to have Grant on? Because he's got his own stories.
We probably should, just for his stories. What hotel was he at? So the video he posted.
It's his friend's. It's his friend's condo.
Okay. I was like, where is he at? Where is this even coming from with this random chick putting on surgical gloves? I was like, what's going on over there? Because I reckon, because we had seen him that morning by the pool, because that was the day he flew out. And so we had seen him, Sarah and I were at the pool, and he had come down there, and he was like, there's a gyro with fries in my room. I don't even know where it came from. And so we started talking back through the night, and then he remembered you guys walked all the way home Saturday night, walked all the way to the front of the hotel, and there was a vendor right out front of the hotel, and all of you walked over there and started buying food because Kara said they had French fries and stuff in their room that they had bought that were nasty the next morning. I think Packard said he had food in his room the next morning. I was like, everybody had food in their room that they didn't even eat that they bought right there at the ground floor of the hotel. So, but
it's
I
recognize
the
drinking and pass out.
food. It's not a good idea. Grant said he didn't even touch any of his food. He said the whole gyro and fries are all sitting there in the box in his room. He was like, I'm just going to leave that.
Well,
it was so good.
If you went up to him, he handed you a Grant. He walked over to me, and Rue's sitting with me, and she's been drinking all day, and he hands me a Grant. And I was like, what's a Grant? And he goes, it's tequila, vodka, Red Bull. And I was like,
is that the thing he was passing around?
Yeah. I was like, is this what you've been drinking? Yeah. So
he called it the Holy Grail Saturday night.
And he started calling it the Grant eventually. Yeah.
Well, did he? Yeah. So you handed it to me Saturday night and said, Grant gave me this and said it's the Holy Grail. Everybody's got to drink it. And I was like, wait, everybody, or like everybody just like the guys? And you're like, I don't know.
No one wanted to drink that. No one wanted to drink the tequila other than Rue.
Yeah. So Rue hit it.
That was a
Rue hit it in the
combination.
window. Yeah, Rue hit it in the window where we were sitting. She's like, I don't want anybody to accidentally get this. I was like, thanks, because I don't want to
except for one tray.
And so there were girls that were waiting in the line outside that were knocking on the window asking for drinks. And I was like, no, you can't have one of these drinks. There's a piece of glass. What kind of stupid question is that? So we looked like jerks telling them no. And I was like, you're outside. This is so weird.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. Yeah, Grant was
what a good night at the Roxbury.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I mean, you were there for this one, Holland. I'm going to take you guys to a nice local quaint bar.
Dang it. Little rooftop spot. Great place to end your night for a nice quiet cocktail. It's on the 50th floor, whatever it was. We get up there. Grant, again, to Grant's credit, Grant basically paid for us to get into the club through a VIP loop or whatever. I don't know. And so, we all scoot in instead of having to wait in line. So big thanks for that. But we get up to the top, and you walk in the door, and you have to walk down a hallway to get to the bar. And you get off the elevator and turn the corner to go in the hallway, and it's. I said, this is not a quiet rooftop bar. This is a club on a rooftop. And sure enough, you get out of the hallway, and you're just shoulder to shoulder squeezing through, trying to get where you're going. That was the bar that Packard took his shirt off and put it on his head, and he looked like, you know, he was in Dubai and had a McLaren or something. Like I don't know what he was doing, but then he ended up taking his shirt and tying it. Looked like he had a girl's bathing suit top on. Ponton still had the tank top on, the giddy up cowgirl or whatever tank top. So he ends up doing the same thing. There's pictures of that floating around. We need to put that on social media. But yeah, that was freaking. That was the bar we got accused of being gay at.
Yeah. I mean, no, there's nothing wrong with that, but we're all there. Like we're sitting there.
We're there with our wives. Yeah.
Dude.
But it was all Packard. Pack was out of control, which it was hilarious. I thought Pack was picking up random drinks.
Yep.
Packard was standing next to the bar grabbing random drinks and drinking them before we finally sat down. That chick sits next to me and she was like, "Oh, your friend." Well, it was the different couple there at first that said something about like, "Oh, hey, yeah, it's Pride Month or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, wait, what are you saying?" And so then we told Packard that the guy in that group, we were like, "Hey, he wants you to dance for him." So Packard starts dancing around the guy and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, happy Pride Month." And I was like, oh, all right. They think Pack's gay. That's weird. So then Pack looks at me. He was like, he didn't want me to dance. I was like, nah, we were just kind of busting a little bit. So then Packard slaps me in the face and sits all over me. And I'm like, oh, get off of me. At this point, this other chick has sat down next to us. And she was like, "Oh, your friend's a lot of fun." I was like, "Yeah, he's kind of wild." She was like, "Is he gay?" And I said, No, he's very straight. I was like, "He's just goofing off." She was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Well, I really like your shirt. It's really nice." And I said, "Oh, all right. Like, thanks. I appreciate that." And she goes, "So like, are any of you guys gay?" And I said, "Wait a minute. You think we're gay?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "No, those are our wives over there." Meanwhile, Sarah is sitting 10 feet away, staring daggers at this 20-year-old that's sitting next to me, talking to me. And Sarah was like, "You need to come over here now and get away from her." I said, "No, it's fine." She apparently thinks we're all here and we're all gay. So, all right. So yeah, that was, and then Grant blamed me for that. I don't know how I got blamed for that.
Well, then they're also, I mean, that couple that started buying packed drinks, that set off.
That was the same
like,
couple, yeah.
Yeah.
My text
they like
messages
to
waking
dance a
up to
lot.
that night were epic.
I can't. Yeah, you weren't there, so yeah.
Y'all were off the chain with that. I thought I was having a heart attack. You know, so
yeah, that was that was when we were at Barstool after the game. I forgot that was that night. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys know all it was is a potassium deficiency. No heart attack.
Yep.
I'm good. I was cleared by the doctor. I eat more bananas than I'm allergic to. We're good.
I don't really have a potassium deficiency with that fried food tower that you got. I feel like there was enough potassium.
First of all, that fried food tower pissed me off.
Why?
It was supposed to be an appetizer for the entire table, and it was brought as a meal on top of my actual meal.
It was $85.
I'm looking at
what?
Yeah, it was supposed to be an appetizer for the
huge.
table.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it did not hit the spot, and I got disgustingly nauseous real quick, and thought I was going to die. But you know what? I pushed through another couple rounds. I closed it out at midnight. So, you know, I went to the hotel bar. I drank in a quiet setting, not on the top of a rooftop like you guys did. But, you know, I pushed through as best as possible.
He's a trooper. He's a trooper.
We were supposed to be a quiet setting.
Supposed to be a quiet setting. Grant and his ulterior motives. We weren't there 5 minutes, and Grant disappears and comes back. He's like, "Hey guys, this is my friend." I'm like, "This is why we came here. It's not because this was a quiet rooftop bar." Oh man, you still owe me $20 too, Pete.
Oh yes, I do. Yeah,
I saw that. I was scrolling through my phone. I was like, "Why is there a picture of Grant talking to two girls in my phone?" Oh, that's right. We were saving it for evidence so that he could confirm whether or not he did make it with either one of them. So did not, in fact. So
I will say,
so
I won. I got an MVP of something for the weekend. I don't have a cup.
To brag on Grant, he made the Barstool Sports, party happen on Saturday night. That was a last-minute table that probably shouldn't have happened. He made it happen, and it was an epic night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was wild.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, boys. We know our audience; they don't like to listen much past an hour. We could probably talk for another hour about some nonsense.
This is the longest Dump and Skate podcast ever.
It is. It's going to take me forever
setting records.
to upload it.
Yes.
I'll get this uploaded probably tonight so you can listen and watch. Rob, are you getting a pump in the morning?
Yep, always.
Okay, I'll have it uploaded. You can watch and listen in the morning for more pump music. So,
Rob, can you take your shirt off just for ratings?
oh god dang it, Abdu.
Nope.
Go to robonlyfans.com just for the sneak peek.
Yep.
People are
My
going to go
OnlyFans
to
got
Rob. People are going to go to Rob OnlyFans. And it's going to be some rando.
Oh, okay,
They're like,
fine,
"This isn't
fine.
who
No,
we thought it
no.
was."
Go to
It's
Zero's
called
Beverage.
One Hot Cooch. One Hot Cooch.
The Cooch Smooch. The Cooch Smooch.
One Hot Cooch. Actually, I have an Instagram page called One Hot Cooch.
Oh my
Or Twitter, one of those two. My
Holy
military buddy
smokes. This-
back in the day made it was a Twitter account called One Hot Cooch.
I'm looking it up right now.
Things.
I'm looking it
I'm
up
not.
right now.
I don't want to.
I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it was called One Hot Cooch.
Once it's out there, it's always out there, Rob. It lives on the internet forever. The internet never dies.
It's so weird.
there.
It looks like my envelope. Your profile picture looks exactly like the envelope that we gave you.
Deactivated
Oh,
my
Lord.
foot.
Yeah.
Holy
It says
smokes. Boys,
photo was updated Thursday.
Never challenge Abdu. Never challenge Abdu to find anything on the internet. I think he could beat ChatGPT if it's deranged. He would beat ChatGPT and find it on the internet before.
oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Whew. All right, boys, we really appreciate you jumping on. Thanks
Loved it.
a million.
Loved
It's
it.
been a long time coming. Love both of you guys. Had a blast this weekend. I know we're going to have a lot of good stories still to tell people, and we'll have a lot more stories in the future, I'm sure. So appreciate you guys. We'll have you on again for sure.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. It was a blast.
Oh, thanks again, Cooch and Pete.
All right, see you, boys.
Later, guys.
Oh
What a
man,
great podcast. That was a good
yeah,
one.
that was good. All right, we're not going to make it too long. We really appreciate you guys listening. Rob, Pete, phenomenal guys. A lot of fun. Oh man, really, really good tournament in Nashville. A lot of good fun there, and definitely some good memories there. All timer, absolute all timer of a weekend. Looking forward to some more like that in the distant future because I can't afford to do that every month. Berlin, relax.
Right.
Oh man. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.